god, this music is so freaking glorious. Welcome everybody to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics, one of my personal favorite games of all time. It's in the top 10 for me, for sure. Top 5 RPGs, top 10 games total. I fucking love this game. I've played this game way too much. By the way, we're going to watch all the demos, just FYI. There's a few different demos here, and we're going to watch them all. So, yeah, I'm just going to let them play, and I'll probably shut up a lot during this. I don't know, I guess I could talk over it. Basically, this first one's just about... This one actually is backstory that we should pay attention to. Okay, a little bit of backstory on what this game's all about. We'll just go ahead and skip this part of the intro and we'll let this run again. There are at least 2 more demos, maybe. And I think there's 2 more demos I want to show that are after the title screen runs its little course. But that one gives a little backstory on what this game's about. The Lion War. Prince Lark, Prince Goltana, they're both trying to basically run the country of Ivalice. We'll talk more about it as the game goes, obviously, because that's the main backdrop for the game. But that gives you a nice little backstory for that part of the main overall, why the war is happening, the War of the Lions. Again, we will talk more, but we got more intros I want to go through here. Just gotta wait for this to kind of run its course. Hopefully this goes as fast as that one did. That actually loaded pretty fast. I was expecting to have to like cut and stuff. But yeah, fuck, I love this game so much. I have so much to say. I'm gonna babble so hard in this video. I can already tell you guys in this opening video. It's gonna be Funky Babble Fest 2018, for real though. Like, I didn't do enough of that on Lunar earlier this year, but goddamn, dude, I love this game so much. Oh my god. I have so much to say. Alright, so here's another intro thing. Which one is this? Another Final Fantasy. Okay, I think this one's more like a just kind of shows a little bit of the gameplay, plus a little bit of cutscenes and stuff. This one has more of how the game looks. In case you didn't know how this game looks, this is pretty much the graphics you're going to be seeing for all the game. This is what it looks like. It is a tactics game. You can expect it to be characters walking around on squares on a field. But also a lot of epicness going on if I so choose to do any of that stuff during the game. And cutscenes, of course. Gotta have cutscenes. It's an RPG after all. Where did we go astray? Wow, this is like a movie. It's like a movie. Alright, there's one more intro thing I want to show, and it's more about gameplay mechanics. I thought that one was going to show more gameplay. That one just showed a few, like, clips of battles and cutscenes. One more that'll show a little bit more of how the battle system will work, but as with a lot of tactics games, let's go ahead and say it right now, there is a job class system. Now, it's not always a job class system with tactics games, but usually the idea with tactics games, strategy games in general, is that there's a bunch of different types of units you can use. And in this game, because it's Final Fantasy, it's the job system, which, if you know me, you know I fucking love the job system. And you want to know where that love came from? You're looking at the game. This is the game that made me fall in love with the job system, and thus imprinted the love of job systems for any game really onto my soul forever and ever. Forever. I have so much to say about this game. It's so good. The story's so good. The music is epic. Listen to this song. This intro music is epic as fuck, especially the one that plays in that first intro I showed before I started talking. Anyway, here's the last little demo video, and this one's going to show some of the job classes, like Squire. That's one of your base job classes that you start off with. Good one to start the video off with, right? There's also the Chemist, which is your other base job class. Those are the two base job classes in the game, Squire and Chemist. I'll kind of go over it now because we're going to be talking about it a lot as we go, I know. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Knight, a relatively basic Final Fantasy job that most people should know. If you've played the original Final Fantasy, a fighter basically becomes a knight at some point, you know. Archer, very basic unit, you know, range. Gotta have range. If there's no guns, there's gotta be archers. Wink, wink. If there's no guns, wink, wink. Monk, another basic Final Fantasy job class you've seen since the original. They are skinny as fuck, though. Look at those guys. They need some food. White Mage, that's actually not true. In this game, they are not called White Mages. This is a typo. It's not really a typo. It's just for some reason in this translation of the game, they are not called White Mages. We will talk more about translations of this game as we go. Black Mage, same problem. This game is also not. This version of this game does also does not call them Black Mages. It's very strange that they're not called White and Black Mages since the beginning. Final Fantasy 1, they've been called that, but for some reason they mistranslated it here. It's weird. Anyway, we have Time Mage, which is correctly translated. Time Mages, usually master of time and space, as you see. We have the Summoner, another classic Final Fantasy job class that has been around for almost ever, other than like the first couple games where you could summon creatures, you know. Classics. You'll see some classics. We'll do some summoning just for funsies. There's also the Thief, been around since the beginning. Thiefing it up. Well, not the very beginning, but since Final Fantasy 5. Wait, was there like a... I guess if you count Locke, I guess he counts for Final Fantasy 6. I don't know. Final Fantasy 4, is there a Thief? I don't think there is. Anyway, we got the Geomancer, kind of a more unique class that we don't see in too many games before this one. The Lancer, classic. Always got to have a Dragoon / Lancer. Classic Final Fantasy character status ever since Final Fantasy 2. Ricard, RIP. The Samurai! Oh yeah. Samurais are always awesome. Gotta love some samurais. I don't think they show every job on this roll call, by the way. Just FYI. We got the Ninja. Ninja is very classic. I believe Ninja's actually been around longer than the Samurai. I believe they had ninjas in the very first Final Fantasy. And we got the Chocobo, which gotta have Chocobos if it's Final Fantasy, am I right? They're great allies. You know what I mean? Are they gonna start going through some of the enemies also? They are! Okay, so some of the base enemy classes. Here we go. We got goblins. Scary, I know. Watch out. They might beat you to death with their fists. We got bombs. Another classic. Good shit. Good shit. Explode in your face if you don't kill them quick enough. Same concept here. We got ghouls with cool font. Basically just a ghost, undead type of enemy. What else we got? We got Arimans, another classic Final Fantasy. It's the floaty eyeball monster, everyone's favorite. Gotta love these guys. They're the favorite. Actually really annoying in this game. Ooh, we got dragons. Gotta have dragons. I actually could not believe there was dragons in this game when I first played it. I was like, what? There's dragons. I'm in. I'm sold. Okay, that's all the units we're going to get to see. Alright, cool. There's definitely a lot more than that when it comes to the job classes and the characters or the enemies you fight against. So, we're here, guys. I'm so hyped for this. If you didn't know this was coming, where have you been? Because I fucking love this game. Let's play it. Oh, man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's like, my excitement knows no bounds. Anyway, I am Al-Lazlam, a scholar of ancient Ivalice history. Okay. How's it going, Al-Azlam? Do I have to press anything, or does this go on its own? I guess maybe I should... I don't know. Have you ever heard of the Lion War? I actually have. Because I've played this game before. Many times. We'll talk more about that as we go as well. It divided Ivalice in two over... who would be the successor to the throne. It divided Ivalice in two, over who would be the successor. Weirdly how they worded that, but okay. It ended with the appearance of a young hero named Delita, or Delita. I always called him Delita, so we're going to call him Delita in this playthrough, whether you like it or not. He's Delita to me. Everybody living here knows this hero's tale, including the Funky. But we also know that what we see with our eyes alone isn't necessarily the truth. Here's a young man. He is the youngest son of the noble Beowulf, Pillars of Knighthood. Beowulf. I never, ever in my life have learned how to pronounce that properly, I'm sure. I don't know. When you look at it, it looks like Beowulf, right? That's what it looks like. That's probably how I pronounce it most of the time. I'll try to avoid saying it hardly ever, because everyone who has that last name, we're going to call them by their first name like 99% of the time. But just know that I have pronounced this name like a million different ways in my life. I think the first time I ever read it, I said Bolov, or Bolov, or Bulov. Bulov. I know I pronounced it like Luv, like Bulov. I used to call him, you know, his name Bulov, the Bulov family. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it either. I mean, how are you supposed to pronounce that name? Somebody can try to clarify that to me. I've never really tried to look it up and figure out how it should be properly pronounced. I don't give a fuck. I read this shit when I was like 10 years old. It was Beowulf or Bulov. Bulov for no reason. I'll probably call it Bulov sometimes just because of reflex, but Beowulf is probably the closest we're gonna get. Moving on. There's no record of his playing an active part in history, but according to the Durai report, released last year, concealed for many years by Church, this unknown man is the true hero. The Church claims he was a blasphemer and anarchist, the root of all evil. Man, I don't even remember this intro. Holy shit. But is this the truth? Won't you join me on a journey for the truth, the hashtag truth? Before that, please tell me your name and birthday. This I remember. I didn't remember all of that beginning part where he talks about how this kid does not get any of the credit he deserves and he's known as evil. Wow. That's cool. So anyway, we get to put in his name. His default name is Ramza, so his name is Ramza Beowulf, or Bolov, or however you want to fucking pronounce it. I'm gonna leave it default. We do this with most of my RPG games. I usually leave the names as default. I mean, unless it really doesn't matter. But in this case, because he has a family, we're gonna leave him as his name. I've called him all sorts of things. Most of the time, I just call him G. I've called him G probably like double-digit amount of times when I've played this game. And yes, I've played this game probably about double-digit times. At least started it from the beginning. Yeah. Let's fucking do it, dude. He's Ramza. Oh, and my birthday? Okay, so the birthday, you might wonder, why does this matter? I mean, I always have fun and try to use my real birthday, just because, and I think I'm actually going to... Yeah, I'm actually going to. Yes, I'm kind of looking at my notes to see if I had anything marked for how I want to give myself a birthday. So, this matters. The only reason this matters is because your birthday has to do with your Zodiac sign, and yes, that's another big point in this story that is actually not mentioned in any of those intros. I guess I could have just changed the month. I don't know what the hell I'm scrolling through all the months for. This is my birthday, by the way, if you didn't know. So, yeah. It matters because whatever Zodiac symbol you are actually affects how your compatibility with other characters in your party and who you fight against. It's very strange. It's a system I've never, ever, ever once gave a shit about. I've learned a lot more about tactics lately than I have ever in my life in terms of like some of the mechanics, and I'm like, wow, this gets way more in depth than I ever gave it, because this game really isn't like super duper hard if you just know how to grind and, you know, do the thing that most RPGs need. Just get stronger, win the battles easily. There's nothing really too crazy other than a few outlying battles, which we'll talk about when we get there. But just know that there is a system that matters here with the Zodiac signs. I'm probably going to ignore it for the most part. I've seen a Let's Play or two where they took this into account and made sure they could kick the most ass possible because of their Zodiac signs. I'm going to play this game like I always play it and not give a fuck. I'm going to go into it with a little bit of a plan of what I want to do with my party. But overall, when it comes to every little mechanic of the stats and all of the compatibilities and shit, I'm going to ignore them unless I really think something's going to be helpful. So, this is my birthday. Thus, I will be a Leo. That is what I am, and that is what I shall be. That is be my zodiac sign. I am a Leo. Oh, I love this game so much. Oh my god, you guys don't even know right now, dude. For those of you who have not played this game, you are in for a treat if you like RPGs with epic-ass war stories. For sure. Like, for sure. The story in this is so goddamn epic. This is what it really should be called, the Zodiac Brave story. Fuck the Lion War. Zodiac Brave story. That's where it's at. That's what this game's all about. Whew. Look at these graphics. Pretend you just got a PS1 and it's only been out for like a year. PS1 has only existed for a year or so, and this game just came out, and you pop it in your PS1, and this is what you see, and you've never played any Final Fantasy before, or if you have, you've only played 1 through 6, you've never seen any other ones, and you're like, what am I seeing right now? This is epic as shit. Like, seriously, though. That's how some of us were, man. I mean, I didn't play Final Fantasy 1 through 6 before this. I played Final Fantasy 1, or at least seen one of Final Fantasy 1, and I saw most of Final Fantasy 7 by this point, because I'm pretty sure that came out before this, or at least around the same time? Yeah. I have to double check on that time, actually. But either way, I was not a Final Fantasy veteran when I saw this game, so this one left a lasting impression on me, for sure. Anyway, this scene here does matter, so as we pay attention, we see some planes, we see some guys on some chocobos, and we're not sure what they're all about yet, but they seem to be heading somewhere. We also get a shot of a nice little church-looking place. They seem to be going to, maybe? Are they leaving the church or are they going to the church? Hard to say at this angle. But the epic music continues. Oh man, it's so good. It's so nostalgic for me. Seems they are going to the church, I would guess. Which is in a forest. Man, look at these graphics! Can you imagine if this whole game was played with these graphics? It'd be like a 20-disc game for the PS1. No, this is a 1-disc game. It's not a typical Final Fantasy 4-disc affair. No, it's only 1 disc. So enjoy the pre-rendered, beautiful cutscenes that exist when they do, because there's very few of these. In fact, I would say there's only these in the intro, and there's some at the end, and that's it. So anyway, this guy in goldish armor, I guess looks kind of silvery almost. They're storming this church-looking place. And of course my boy, Sakaguchi, produced this bitch. It's my boy right there. Sakaguchi, man. He's my man. He my boy. He my boy. My boy right there. Let's get this shit started, man. Welcome to Orbone Monastery, and that's how I pronounce it, or Orbon, I guess, but I always said Orbone. Or if you want to pronounce the Orboni Monastery, but I always called it Orbone Monastery. Ah, yes, I love this game. Here we go. God, please help us, sinful children of Ivalice. These auto-scroll dialogue sections are awful. They're so slow. Anyway, we got this female knight. Princess Ovelia, let's go. Just a moment, Agrius. The guards have already arrived. Princess, don't give Agrius trouble. Please hurry. What's going on? It's been nearly an hour. Don't be rude to the princess, Gafgarian. Is this going to be alright, Agrius? This is an urgent issue for us. So there are rude knaves even among the Hakuten. I'm being more than kind to the guard captains here. Besides, we're mercenaries hired by the Hakuten. I'm not obliged to show respect to you. What? How dare you? Enough, let's go. Enough. Go with God. You too, Simon. Uh-oh. Lady Agrius, the enemy! Rich go-trotters, men! Uh-oh. What one must do to make money? What, Ramza? You have a problem too? I'm no longer a knight, just a mercenary like you. That's right. Well then, let's go. Okay. So, thrust right into the throes of something. Oh god. Could it be those knights we saw in the opening scene on the chocobos? We'll find out. Or maybe we were those knights. I don't know. Hard to say for sure. Let's find out, shall we? Welcome to our first battle. The crest of the Black Line. What's wrong with Prince Goltana? He's such an idiot. Does he want to start a war? Knave, there's no point in resisting. Just give us the princess or that beautiful face of yours will be scarred forever. Fool! Only idiots attack head on. Oh shit. Leave this to us. We can't make money that way. Rad, Ramza, follow me. Rad and Ramza. Yes, that other guy next to Ramza, his name's Rad. What a name. And obviously there's the two girl knights on the other opposite. We can't really see the other one. It's kind of hidden behind Gafgarian there. But welcome to our first battle of the game. Basically a tutorial battle. You have a hard time losing this battle. I'll tell you what. Anyway. Kill them all. Don't leave any survivors. Or survivors. Yes. The translation already fails us right in the first battle. The translation to this game is horrible. So many things about this translation are amazingly, hilariously bad, and I love it. I fucking love it. I grew up with it, so I love it. And I will point them all out when I notice them, if I remember them. There are some very notable ones. There's one right away that I didn't even remember. Survivors. All right. Nonsense. There's no need to kill them. That's just what Goltana wants us to do. Just let them go. That's impossible. Gafgarian says so. Alright, first look at a battle. Let's go. Gafgarian's gonna... Okay, yeah. So this first opening battle, like I said, is a tutorial. You cannot control any of the characters except for Ramza. All the other characters will do pretty much whatever the hell they want to do. Just right off the bat, as you can see, Gafgarian got a little bit of special powers there. Kind of unfair, if you ask me. Anyway, I'm going to have to remember the controls for this game because, from what I'm traditionally used to in American translations of games, X is usually confirmed and circle is canceled. But in this game, it has the Japanese style where circle is confirmed and X is canceled, which is fine, but not something that most games from America have. It's kind of a weird thing that they kept that with this game. But again, there's a lot of weird translation errors with this game. And the controls is the least of our worries. I just have to remember and get my mind in the right set. Get my mind in the right mindset, because I know the controls are that way, because I've played this enough times. Anyway, between Gafgarian and Agrias, they kick the fucking shit out of everything. You can pretty much just sit here and do nothing if you don't want to. But I want to join the fight. That's why I moved Ramza up, man. I want to get up in this action. Again, there's not really any worry to lose this battle. Pretty much, Gafgarian and Agrias can handle all these guys on their own. You could literally stand back and do nothing. And just, if you could fast forward, I would. Just put it that way. Within the game. But instead, we're just going to listen to this epic battle music for the first time. One of many times we will have to. God, this music is so good. It's so good. It just fits so perfectly for an epic battle, like an epic war. Fucking Fuchs over here. Yeah, and okay, that's another thing about the names. For enemies, the names will be random, other than like storyline characters who have to fight against. Enemy names in general will be randomized. So in this case, all the enemies got random-ass names. So it's fun to kind of just see what generates in this game. That guy's name is Fuchs. I don't know if you've never seen the game have that name. Probably. Played the game enough times. Haven't really been paying attention to the names of any of these other guys, though. Anyway, just watch as Gafgarian rocks bitches with Knight Sword, which is way too good. And then, obviously, you saw Agrias do her thing, which was Stasis Sword, which is also way too good. Especially for this opening battle of the game. Moves that they're basically special moves that not a lot of characters in the game have. You get to see them right off the bat. It's kind of like a tease about abilities you're just not going to get to use for a very long time. It's kind of not cool, if you ask me. But it's also kind of cool because it gives you a glimpse of powers you will have at your disposal at some point. Or at least when you're starting off the game, you're like, oh man, I hope I get these powers. Especially right after this, because like I said, this is just a tutorial. You'll get to see what I mean once it's battle's over. Another thing I'm trying to decide with this LP is how I'm going to split it up, because, again, it's a tactical game, So like each battle could take a while, or it could be really short depending on how well I do, right? So I'm trying to decide, because with RPG playthroughs lately, I've been doing longer episodes, right? Like close to an hour. And I'm thinking a lot of the early battles in the game especially won't take me very long if I just kind of plow through them. And I might be able to fit more than one in a video, right? So, because my original thought was like, what if I just do one battle per video? And then I looked up how many battles there are in the game, and I was like, that might be a lot of episodes. And some of them will be short, right? Because, well, some of the battles will probably take me less than 20 minutes. In fact, most of them probably will if I just go for the win. Like this one's almost already over, right? We almost killed all these bitches already. So yeah, I've been mulling around in my mind how I'm going to do this. Obviously for this intro one, we had a bunch of intro shit to get out of the way, and then we're going to do this battle. And then we'll kind of see what I feel like doing after this. But for now, this is what we're doing. Who's left? We got the knight, we got 2 archers dead, we got this chemist is dead. Oh, I didn't even go over what units these were. I mean, we talked about them in those intro videos, that's why I didn't really go over it. But there was 1 knight, right? There's only 1 knight, right? 1 knight, 2 archers, and 3 archers. 3 archers, yeah, sorry. There's 1 archer left, everybody else is fucked. I'll move closer, but I'm probably not even going to get a turn. Yeah, I didn't even talk about like the actions and stuff. So basically, you can do any of your things in any order you want. You don't necessarily have to move and act and move in any particular order. You can do one before the other if you want. Obviously, most of the time you're going to move first because you're not usually in position to hit anything right away. But once the enemies are next to you, you might be able to act and then move. Oh, I do have the abilities. Okay, so because Ramza is a squire, there are abilities for each job class. These are Guts specifically is the squire job class moves. These are the ones that the game starts you off with, but I don't know if these will still be here in a bit. We'll have to see that in a bit. But for now, Throw Stone is a nice little thing you can do to just do a little bit of damage. I always like Throw Stone. It's a nice little extra damage dealer when you have nothing else to do. Nice little range move. It's not exceptionally powerful, but it'll do the job if you need to just chip a little damage off the enemies. And in a tactic game, trust me, any little bit of damage you can do from anywhere, always worth it. It's a numbers game, man. It's a numbers game. No, don't kill the archer. Oh, that was mean. Killed my knight friend. I didn't note what the knight girls' names were, did I? Anyway, their names are Lavian and Alicia. They're both generic knights. There's nothing special about them. But the names for the Agria's knights, it's Agria's and her 2 knights, which is Lavian and Alicia. And then obviously for Gafgarian, he's got 2 mercenaries, which is Ramza and Rad. And that's our party to start the game. Or at least for this part. Again, we can't really control any of them, so there's a reason for this. And we'll get there soon enough. But for now, let's watch if Gafgarian. Cast haste? What? You're gonna cast haste now? I didn't even know you could cast haste. The hell? That seems random as heck. Well, apparently he has the ability to cast haste. That's cool. I mean, haste is a pretty common spell in the Final Fantasy universe. Anyway, we're done here. Let's stop talking about that. Victorious. Tutorial battle over. Let go of me! Uh-oh. Damn. Well, hold on. Oh, shit. Come here. Be quiet. Why should I listen to you? What an annoying princess. Oh, shit. Socked her and knocked her ass out. Threw her on her chocobo and he's out. Wait! Tough. Don't blame us. Blame yourself. Or God. Damn. Oh, damn. Harsh, bro. That must have been the dude who's on one of the dudes on the chocobo in the beginning. Oh, God. Delita? Oh, shit. The guy we heard about in the opening intro. Delita. You're alive, Delita? But why are you in Goltana's troops? Why? Good question, Ramza. Let's ponder on that for a moment, shall we? Now loading. Please wait. God. I love this game so much. Okay, well, here we go. Delita's name appears for the first time a year before the Lion War broke out. This shit takes so long. Holy moly. Many soldiers who returned from the war had no jobs. Yes, it's going that slow. It is. And even less loyalty to the crown. Well, many became thieves and rebels, plotting rebellion against the royal family. At that time, robbery and murder were commonplace in Ivalice. Many heroes and wizards came out of there, and Garuland was no exception either. Wow. Okay, so basically this is a flashback is what it's telling you. We're going back to before the war. Chapter 1, The Meager. So that's why it's all black and white, and we're getting a little bit of a situation. Anyway, this is the Military Academy Auditorium. So, yeah. I'm not sure why we're here. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on here. I heard another wagon bound for Egros was attacked. Must have been the Death Corps. Something's starting. Know anything, Delita? So this is what Ramza looked like a year ago, essentially. So yeah, like I said, this is a flashback from the first scenes where we had Ramza. And yeah, so Ramza's got a little bit different hairstyle, which I always thought was kind of cool that we get the different hairstyles because it was a year before what happened. I think this is a cool section of the game. Anyway, know anything, Delita? And this is what Delita looks like early in the game. He doesn't have that cool gold armor we saw him in the beginning. So here you go. No. Oh, sorry. No, but I can guess. What do you mean? Prince Larg's coming to town. Prince Larg? Why? Not only Larg, but Marquis Elmdor of Limberry, too. Marquis, I always used to pronounce that Marquise. I've seen it pronounced that way as well, but because of Final Fantasy XII, I kind of started saying Marquis because that's how they say it out loud in that game. So I'll probably just call it Marquis of Elmdor. Or Marquis Elmdor of Limberry. He's from Limberry. Limberry's a place. His name is Elmdor. That's news. It's not an official visit, is it? There are even danger zones everywhere in Ivalice. The Hakuto Knights are in full operation, but suffering from a shortage of men. So they need us cadets. Everyone fall in! Uh-oh. We got that Drill Master Sergeant, or what? Drill Sergeant Master? Whatever you want to call him. Sergeant Drill Master. You have a mission. As you know, barbarians are rapidly increasing here in Galleon. The traitorous Death Corps detest the royal family. We cannot overlook them. We will begin exterminating these traitors by order of our master. Larg's Knights stationed at Egros Castle and many other groups will participate. Your duty is to support the flank. Specifically, you'll go to Egros and help guard it. And yes, I've always pronounced that Egros, even before I played the PSP version, which flat out spelled it Egros with an EA. Who the fuck decided that was a good idea? Anyway, cadets, ready your swords. A gang of tortured thieves, spelled wrong, is trying to sneak into this town. We'll begin preparations now to keep them out of town. Come with me. This is the front line of operations. That's all. Prepare immediately. Sir, yes, sir. So there's a group of thieves coming to town. Let's save it and get right into it. I think we're going to go ahead and jump right into this battle. And yes, this is going to be our next battle already. We're going to jump right into it. I mean, it's a tactics game, man. We're just going to kind of jump from scene to scene with cut scenes and then go right into another battle. That's kind of how this game goes. I like that they give you a quick save right there, because it's now time to prepare ourselves for battle. So this is how usually a battle will start. You get to choose your formation. So we do have Ramza and we do have Delita. Delita will actually automatically be in the battle, so don't worry about that. You just have to choose the rest of your party. So Ramza, you can put him wherever you want. Let me see. Do I have a specific place I want to put everybody for this? Not really. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. We have Dylan. We have Berkeley, we got Leonard, we got Francis, we got Amanda, and we got Gina. Wow, we got very generic names. Usually I get a bunch of random cool names. These are very generic. Well, guys, here's another thing I want to talk about. These characters, or these units that we have been given in the beginning of the game. These are units that we get. There's an easy way to get different units and name them whatever you want, and change it around all you want. I personally usually don't like to do that. I like to kind of just see what the game gives you from the beginning and just kind of roll with it. That's part of what I was talking about with Ramza, like just making his birthday my birthday. I kind of want to do the same thing with this playthrough, is just take the characters that have been given to me and use them because they're the ones that have been given to me. So anyway, my opening statement here is we're going to use the characters that have broadswords. I'm not going to worry about which ones I'm actually going to use in the long term yet. I'm just going to use the ones that have broadswords. We'll talk more about what my long-term party will be when we get a chance to really start customizing and stuff. So right now I'm just looking for the guys on my team that have long swords, but we also are going to use one of the chemists, so we have a chemist. Looks like we're going to use the two girls, probably? No. One of them has a dagger. Well, one girl has a dagger and one girl... So who has better... I guess we'll just use the girl chemist and then the other dude squire, I guess. I guess that'll be fine. I'm trying to decide if I want to put him over here, though. I think I will. I think I'll put the chemist here. I think that's probably how I want to do it. Hope that's right. Okay, let's go. I'm just trying to remember where this is on the map, because you kind of have to know the map you're about to go to for you to really know where to place your units. I mean, that's part of why it's good to have the save before you start, right? So you can fix it if you don't like what you see. Alright, so our battle is going to be in the magic city of Garland, or Garland. I guess just Garland is fine. Garland. I always just said Garland, like the I ain't even there. Magic city of Garland. Alright, here we go. What's this? Just a bunch of kids? What luck. Okay, all you have to do is kill these kids, then we can escape. Don't you worry, we'll kill every one of you. I'm not worried. Trust me. Alright, so our first official battle where we get to control all the characters except for Delita. Okay, so I did put the characters in the wrong places. I should have put Rams on the other side. Eesh. Okay, that's fine. I didn't remember where they were going to start from the beginning of the battle. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. The layout isn't the end of the world here. It's the first battle in the game. You really have to fuck up to fuck this up. So essentially, here we go. I mean, another tactics battle. Also, is this a new song? I think this is a different song. We didn't hear this one yet, right? I don't think this is the one that played in the opening battle. There's a handful of different battle musics. So that's another good thing, is that every battle doesn't have the same epic music. You get to mix it up a little bit. Ramzo, watch out. Don't rush them. Don't patronize me, Delita. I'm also a Beolf. Beolf? The family Beolf? The Beolf family? So you must be cadets from the military academy. Snot-nosed little nobles. Silence. Surrender or die in obscurity, bitch. What can a bunch of kids like you do? A bunch of spoiled punks like you'll never beat us. You'll have to just wait and see, sir. Alright, so I'm going straight for yo ass. I actually want to get rid of this chemist first, but he's not going to be close enough to really fuck with. So let's just go straight for this fuckface. Yeah, it's just a bunch of knights, or squires with one chemist. So now as you see, Ramza, now that we've gone into flashback mode, Ramza only has Wish. He had 3 other moves earlier. But now that we've gone backwards, he rewinds. He's back to level 1 also, in case you didn't notice. We were like level 7 or something during the opening tutorial battle. He only has Wish. What does Wish do? I think we press select here. You can offer your own HP to heal somebody else's HP. So basically, it lowers his HP to heal somebody else. We're not going to use that right now. We're actually just going to attack, but just know that that's a relatively useful move if you can heal people. And if you saw, basically whatever you subtract from yourself, you heal that double to the other guy. The other thing is probably should be noted, which it shows, when you go to attack somebody, it shows you how much damage you're going to do, which is a really nice feature. Okay, so it looks like my squire over here. By the way, the only person who has guts is Ramza, but every other squire in the game, the moveset will be called basic skill. Just so you know that this is still the squire moveset. It's just different because it's not Ramza. Ramza's base class is squire. That's just what he is. He's just a fucking squire. He's a scrubby ass squire. That's what he is. sending this girl up in here. Just gonna put her right here. Fuck it. Pile up. She has dash. Dash is okay. Dash is nice because it can bump an enemy like out of their position. That's not helpful here in this current moment in time. Also note you can attack your own characters. I mean, it's not something you want to do most of the time, but every action you do in the game can net you experience and JP, as you see. Every time somebody does an attack or a move, any move really, you'll get experience and JP. The experience is just based on how, like, what level the person that you attack or do the move on is compared to you. So if you do an attack to somebody who's the same level as you, you'll just get an even 10 experience every time you do an action. If somebody's higher level, you'll get by 1. Every level higher they are than you, you'll get 1 extra experience. So if a level 1 attacks level 2, you'll get 11 experience, and so on and so forth forever until the end of time. As for the JP is actually specific to the job class. So because we have squires, everybody's getting squire points. Squire job class points. That's what JP is job points. We can talk more about what JP is used for as we go, obviously. Should I go for the chemist? I almost kind of wanted to stay over here and put some squire. Cut him off from his friends. But anyway, yeah, JP will be used to get different abilities and stuff for our other characters, or for like certain job classes for each character. I can show that more off in the menu when we get to that point. We probably won't even get to that in this episode. Right now, my goal in this episode is to just win this, our first real battle of the game. Again, this is a good example of how this LP is going to go, I think. It's going to be split up in this way where I just do as much as I can in an hour, and it's probably going to end up being like 2 battles a video, unless there's certain areas where there will be more than 2, I think. It just depends on the section of the game. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm kind of just going to play it by ear. There may be even sections where I have to just record a bunch in a row and split it up wherever it makes sense. We shall see. We shall see. Again, I told you this was going to be Rambly Episode 1. Ramble as fuck. Okay, so now you get to see the fun of a chemist. So chemists can throw an item, which is really fucking useful if you're using your chemist, but obviously it can be a fucking detriment in this kind of situation where we're early in the game trying to kill guys and they're getting healed and they're attacking my goddamn fucking chemist. It's a good thing I had a potion to heal my chemist earlier. But yeah, the AI is pretty good about going for your weak characters, and they are going for my chemist. Holy shit. Please don't kill her. Please leave her alone. She did nothing to you. Give her this bitch real quick since she tried to fuck me over. Fuck you! Also, it should be noted, I didn't really talk about this, is your percentage of attack. If you attack from the side or behind, you have a higher percentage of actually hitting. There's a chance you can miss, they'll block, whatever kind of thing, excuses the game gives. There are ways where the enemy will dodge you. And early on in the game, it's not that big of a deal. Most enemies will still get hit no matter what. Percentages are not high enough for them to really not hit you or not get hit by you. But just know that it can happen if you're not careful. Also, did I get 10 JP or 10 experience for killing that guy? Or 20? Or did I get more JP? I wasn't paying attention if that was JP or XP. I think for killing somebody, you get more experience. I haven't really been paying attention. I think that might be the case. Paying attention to these things. Also, you can tell I'm pretty much kicking the shit out of this battle. 3 squires dead. Oh, you'll also notice, so we haven't talked about this, is the numbers over the dead bodies' heads. When the enemies are down, their bodies will have a number floating over their head. When that number reaches 0, that enemy, or that person, it could be your own teammate, will be dead forever. They die forever. So while they're down like this, you can still revive them with a Phoenix down or other spells or whatever, or other abilities that can revive teammates or enemies. You can revive an enemy yourself if you want, if you have the capability and means. Not that you would ever really want to, but you could. There's nothing really barring you from doing anything on your teammate or your enemy with pretty much any ability. I mean, I can only think of maybe a couple abilities that only hit enemy or friend properly. And they're pretty special abilities, so yeah, where they purposely avoid your teammates, which is pretty nice in some situations. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about those when we get there. I'm talking about too many things. Like I said, this is a rambly opening episode. This this chemist is pretty fucked. He doesn't have anything except for a fucking fist to punch me with. Sucks to be him. Does this guy have... you have... Everybody's got Nash. I kind of wish they had Throw Stone early on, but I'm going to have to learn that myself, I think. Throw Stone is nice, like I said. It'll allow you to hit people from afar, even if it's just for a little bit of damage. I guess we're just going to wait this turn out. Can I still use a potion here? I'm going to go ahead and just do it. Also note, if you use a potion, I said any action matters. You get an experience. You still get the experience boost. And also, booyah, Gina just went up to level 2. I'll have to make my decision on who I'm actually going to use long term, but I think I might end up using Gina. Just because she went up a level already. Alright. All the squires are dead. Now I got left with this chemist who's pretty much not a danger to anyone but himself. Basically, I just got to get a couple characters around him who can finish him off. He can run all he wants, but he's only got a fist at his disposal. He's pretty fucked. Let's get these bitches. Actually, what I might do here is show you what happens when a character actually reaches when their body disappears. Actually, I think I will. This battle actually went by pretty fast, so this will be worth it. So basically, I'm just going to wait out a few turns here. The only problem I have is Delita's going to do his own thing. He won't kill him that fast, though. Or he'll do 36 critical hit. Never mind. Okay, well, I'm still going to let him do his thing. Okay, so as you can see, the enemy is turned into a crystal. What does that mean? Well, it means one of two things. But I'm going to show you with somebody that's not me. I'll show you with this guy. Dylan. Am I going to keep Dylan? Dylan! Probably will. Yeah, you know what? This might end up being the 4 characters I use. Francis. What was the other girl's name? The other one that I didn't use? Well, I'm definitely going to be using Dylan or Berkeley. Am I going to use Berkeley or am I going to use Dylan? Who looks better? Dylan, I think that's a Taurus. By the way, that symbol underneath, like you see their name, their job class, and then you see Brave and Faith. The little symbol on the left there, though, on that box, is actually their Zodiac sign, and I think that's a Taurus. That might be a good one to have. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm probably going to end up using Dylan. So basically what happens is you can walk over their dead body crystal, and you can either restore all your HP and MP, or you can get free abilities, which is very awesome if you don't want to take the time to learn them yourself. In this case, well, he only has one ability we can learn, and that's Antidote. By that, it just means now Dylan can use the item ability Antidote. Yes, that's one weird thing about this game about items. You actually have to learn how to use the items. It's very odd. I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to see if I can get another crystal, or there's another option for dead bodies. What can happen to them? I'm going to let Delita finish this guy off if he wants. He's just going to keep healing himself. I'm not even scared. Let him heal. He has no weapon to scare me. Let him come. Delita's bound to finish this guy off on his own. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, as you can see, Delita's starting to get 11 experience points for hitting that guy because he went up. The chemist went up to level 2. Delita's still level 1. Just gonna wait it out, man. Also note that if you wait on your turn and don't move at all, your turn will actually come around again faster. It's kind of a weird mechanic how they did that, but it makes sense, right? If you don't waste your energy, your turn will come back faster. Physically, that does make sense. It's odd, but it's cool that they integrated that to some degree. Obviously, if you have something like haste or slow, it can affect how fast your turn goes as well. So we'll talk more about that as we go. I'm just kind of seeing if I can get some free abilities, because... Ooh, or a treasure chest. So that's the two things that the dead bodies can turn into. A treasure chest or a crystal. I'm actually going to go pick this crystal up with the same guy, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up using it. Yay, free ability. Phoenix down. Oh, nice. That's a good one to learn right off the bat. I don't have to spend my own JP to learn it. That's good. That's good. I'm going to get that box. I want that chest as well. Can she reach it? Damn, she's short one space. Early on, it's hard to move a lot of spaces at once. Is there one more dead body? There's one in the water. Okay, keep him in space in range of that. Okay, so there's 2 boxes I can pick up. I want to try and pick those up before this is over. I think we'll be fine. free items are never a bad thing. And I think this early in the game, we're probably going to get actual usable items, which is very good, because money is very scarce early on unless you actually want to do some grinding. And I'm going to try to refrain from grinding as much as possible. Like, a lot of grinding. I'm not going to over-grind. I'm going to try to not over-grind for this whole game. It's a hard thing to resist, but I'm going to try. I mean, even right now, this could, in one way, be construed as grinding. But we're not actually hitting each other and taking time to get extra experience out of this. I'm just trying to get the items. It's not really grinding. So I got some clothes and a dagger, neither of which are things I'm probably going to end up using, but at least I can sell them for some extra money. Which is, again, something I just said. Extra money will be nice to have early on, for sure. Alright, it's time to fuck this chemist up. Let's go up there and help his ass. Melita, you can have the finishing blow. I will set it up for you. Get him. Get him. The rest of my team just kind of do its thing. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? When I said about not really grinding, I'm grinding anyways. Haha, free JP. I'm going to show you how I usually do things. Smack your own team around, because we're at a point where it's like, what's the point of wasting turns if you don't get some free JP out of it, you know what I mean? Alright, Talita, put this guy out of his misery. Let's get out of here. You're going to dash him to death? Why would you do that? I'm not complaining, but why would you do that? It's because dash has a 100% chance of hitting. That's why. Why do you continue committing acts like robbery? You wouldn't have died this way if you led an honest life. You heard the man. You heard him, but you already died. Yeah. Basically, Rams are talking shit on a guy we already killed, and he disappeared off the battlefield already. Oh well. We win. The battle's complete. We get 500 gil for a bonus victory, and a couple war trophies. More gil, an extra knife, which is nice, and a potion and a Phoenix down. Nice little spoils of war. I'll take it. I'll take it. And yes, those drops are always the same. Those just do not change. Those are the rewards you get for the battle. I mean, every battle you'll get a certain set reward. It's not random based on how you did. Okay, cool. Alright, welcome to the world map. When you move, place the cursor, blah, blah, blah. Click on it and go to the next place. You can also check out shops and stuff at each place, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all this because it is unimportant at the end of the first episode. But here's the world map. We're at Garland Magic City. As you can see, we have Mandalia Plains and Egros Castle, which is obviously where we're headed based on the opening cutscene that you saw. Down there in the bottom corner, you see how much money I have. Well, I can't exactly go over there when I can scroll around the map. The map's pretty big. It's a pretty hefty map. But as you can see, the areas are kind of spread out, you know, via these paths. So it won't be like a million areas, but there are a lot of places on this map, guys. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. There's also the menu. We have Move, which basically for Move, you can go to a list and click where you want the character to go on the map and just kind of go. You don't have to find it on the map. You can just click it, and then the character on the map will just start heading toward that. But we're not going to do that right now. You can also go to Formation, which is a very important thing that we're not going to show in this video because we are already over 50 minutes, and I think we'll talk more about how to do setups and who I'm going to use. But this is the menu where you pretty much do all your team management. We'll talk about that more next time. With the Brave story, this essentially has all the story elements. Record is basically all of the main story plot things that have happened in the game so far. So far, we've only had one scene that actually matters. Person is a list of all the characters that are main characters in the game. Basically, characters that have faces that matter, that are not just the generic job types, will be in the story. We'll talk more about that later. I'm not going to go through that right now. But like I said, we're going to just kind of quick draw through here real quick. We also have the tutorial, which you can learn all sorts of stuff here. Organization, you can learn all sorts of stuff about how to set up your shit. Battle, you can learn a lot more battle tips here. Actual tips, oh my god, don't even get me started. These are very in-depth tips. Lots of things here you can learn if you really want to learn. I'm going to talk about them as we go and just play my own way, the way I've always played. And then there's data, which is just your typical save setup here, save and load. Yeah, I'm just gonna save it over my first one. There's nothing that I didn't do that I did in this first episode that I don't want to undo. We're good. And there's options, which really doesn't matter here right now. Okay, guys, can you tell how excited I am for this Let's Play? I am just my mind. I'm like my younger self inside is so happy right now. So fucking happy. It makes me feel just Like, it doesn't give me the warm fuzzy feeling the same as Lunar does, because that one gives me the heart feelies. But this one has a lot of the feelies too. Don't get me wrong. But this one feels more epic. It's more epic. It's an epic war story, man. It gives me those Suikoden vibes with the epic war story here. Alright, enough babbling from me. Hope you guys are hyped for this LP, because you know I am. And in the next one, we'll head toward Igro's Castle. We'll probably get there, actually. But to get there, we gotta go through Mandalia Plains. And if the battle is, or if the spot is red on the map, you're probably gonna have to fight a battle there. Like, when you go there. So, just note that we're gonna be fighting next time. But yeah, I'll show some more setup stuff in the next one as well. So, we'll talk about that in the next one. Hope you guys are hyped. Peace!